Well, I found my media fast quite hard, if I'm honest. I was expecting to quite find it hard because I'm the type of person who's always got the TV on, I'm always on my phone, always texting, things like that. One of the main things that struck me throughout the day was just a feeling of loneliness and isolation, kind of being out of the loop and not knowing what was going on, and being bored really more than anything, because I wasn't allowed to use my phone, I wasn't allowed to text, ring, go on Facebook, anything like that. I just felt like I needed, even if people didn't speak to me, I just felt like I needed it there just in case anybody needed to. That was the main thing. The second thing was the lack of music. I went for a walk in the morning, and Bull's study about music and how it creates a mood for what you're doing and a rhythm and things like that, that's definitely true for me. I mean, I was walking along a coastal road and it would have been perfect to have a nice song on in the background, but I couldn't do, and it kind of slowed everything down, I think, and it made me quite anxious of being on my own, and I didn't have, all I could hear was kind of outside, and I'm just not used to it, and I didn't really like it. Another thing a main thing that hit me quite a lot was other people's use of phone. I mean, during the day I was with my friend Leah, and she's just like me, she's always on the phone, and while we were eating lunch, she spent most of the time on Facebook on her phone, giggling and stuff like that, and not only did this fuel the sense of feeling isolated and lonely, but kind of annoyed me more than anything. But then it made me think that I do exactly the same thing, and what kind of friendship's that, where we're both sat on our phone through a meal kind of thing. But then even more importantly, it made me think, do I do it with other people, like my family and things like that? I mean, I was getting really annoyed with it, and I mean, if I do it to other people, like, they must get annoyed with me, which kind of worried me quite a lot. I mean, I always get told when I'm at home to turn my phone off when I'm eating my food and things like that, but I never realised really how annoying it is till you kind of go through it yourself. Another thing that I noticed was Gergen's theory of the saturated self, and that we're constantly bombarded with images and we can't get away from it. I found was really true while I was driving, because there were cars coming past me with adverts on the side and adverts on the back and billboards sticking out into the road, so even though I was doing a media fast, there was no way I could get away from things like this, and it was completely, like, there was nowhere else I could look, I couldn't go anywhere, so I was completely saturated, so to speak, by all these images, and I couldn't do anything, I couldn't get away, and it just made me realise it was just intrusive more than anything, and it just made me think, like, I'm being targeted by whatever I do, wherever I go. I'm always being targeted by media and by images and by adverts and things like that. One of the things that actually did surprise me about the media fast was the lack of television. Didn't bother me as much as I thought it would do. Mainly in the evening it did. I didn't really know what to do in the evening or night time at all, because usually I watch TV. I ended up going to sleep quite early, but during the day it didn't. I mean, I thought that's what I'd struggled with the most, not being able to watch TV. Not even just watch it, just have it on in the background. But to be honest, that seemed to be quite alright, really. And then when I did my media immersion, obviously I enjoyed that a lot more. The first thing I noticed when I woke up from during my media immersion was when I turned my phone on, I had missed calls and texts and things, was that people were getting annoyed that I hadn't kind of replied to them all day, and to the point where some were even offended, and it just made me think that we're so reliant on our phones for contacting each other, and it's so important to people to constantly be able to be contacted, and to like just be on the end of a text or the end of a phone or the end of a picture or anything like that. And that's the main thing that struck me with that, and I found myself explaining to people and they didn't really understand, but I I then found through the day that I kind of overcompensated, especially in the morning, through looking through Facebook and things like that. I'm not spending the afternoon probably because I kind of got a fix, so to speak, in the morning. And I kind of got a buzz, especially in the morning, through looking at my phone and getting messages and stuff like that, little bits of surprises and things like that. Kind of made me excited, which is quite sad, to be honest, but there you go. And then the main thing that I noticed when I went on Facebook during the day, because usually I go on my phone so I avoid bits of adverts, but when I went on my phone, on the computer, sorry, I noticed adverts down the side of the screen of things that I'd been looking at like the week before. I mean, I'd been looking at like a holiday to Turkey and a pair of shoes and stuff, and there were adverts coming up for the exact hotel I've been looking at and the exact pair of shoes I've been looking at, which kind of freaked me out more than anything, in that everything I was doing was being watched so much that every advert that I got was being targeted precisely down to what I wanted. Like, it wasn't even just a shoe website, it was the exact pair of shoes that I've been looking at, which kind of worried me in a way. And that's it, really. I mean, the whole experience wasn't fun, but it definitely has made me realise exactly how reliant I am on my phone and how I use it all the time. But I probably won't change. I'm not going to have an epiphany and stop using it. Now I'm just more aware of it. So yeah.